And now, just to prove that a business office is not entirely concerned with sales figures and inventory charts, we present our adaptation of She Married Her Boss. The curtain goes up on Act One, starring Ginger Rogers as Julia and George Brent as Richard, with Edith Fellows as Annabelle. The executive offices of Lenning's, one of New York's finest and largest department stores. It's only a moderately busy day at Lenning's, so that means no more than a minor hurricane of activity around the office of Mr. Lenning, president and general manager. Mr. Lenning himself has not arrived yet, but somehow that doesn't seem to matter. His secretary, Julia Scott, has the situation well in hand.
No, you needn't ship any samples. Our buyer will be in San Francisco tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye. Now, Miss Fitzpatrick and Mr. Hoyt, what seems to be the matter?
Oh, Miss Scott, what I want is to have a little more...
one at a time.
Well, it's about Sunday's ad, Miss Scott. I need the feature spot for my department, a special on men's flannel pajamas.
And I have some lovely new imported linens in my department. Mr. Hoyt would understand if he knew something about the importance of beautiful linen.
The trouble with you, Miss Fitzpatrick, is that you know nothing about the appeal of men's pajamas.
Please.
Yes, please. Mr. Hoyt, you're right. We've got to move those flannels before warm weather. So you get the space.
Thank you, Miss Scott.
Well, of course. You may know best, Miss Scott.
Thank you. Oh, that's Mr. Lenning coming in. Excuse me. On your way out, would you ask Miss Mayo to take all calls, and no one is to see Mr. Lenning except Mr. Edwards. He's expected.
Oh, well, very good, Miss Scott.
Good morning, Mr. Lenning.
Good morning. Anything happened?
Oh, a few minor matters. 2 or 3 appointments that I took care of. Mr. Edwards will be here any minute. I'm afraid you'll have to see him yourself. Hello? Yes? Your sister, Mr. Lenning.
Hello. Yes, Gertrude. Annabelle has cramps. Well, give her some bicarbonate. That lobster we had last night. Well, I'm poisoned, too.
Dr.
Will you please talk to that cook?
Miss Scott speaking. Mr.
Well, you better call the doctor. No, I don't know the number, but you can
Would
look.
you run up right away?
Never mind. Miss
Oh,
Scott's
thank
calling
you.
him. Yes, it's okay. He'll be right there. And Gertrude, please don't disturb me again today. Bye. Miss Scott, that toy piano I sent Annabelle last Christmas, it's broken. She wants another one.
I'll see to that. And here are the Edwards inventories.
Oh, you got through them?
Last night. And in my humble opinion, the Edwards Philadelphia store is a very good buy. I made a few notes as to what I do to some of the departments and the new stock they ought to carry.
Fine, let's have them. Know what this is, Miss Scott? It's the step of a lifetime. Beginning of the Lenning chain of stores. There's nothing could give me a greater thrill.
No, I suppose there isn't.
Yes? Oh, Edwards, come in.
Hello. Well, you look absolutely normal, Lenning.
Oh, you didn't think I would?
Not if you want to buy a department store. Personally, I shudder walking into one, especially my own.
We'll soon fix that for you. You have that contract, Miss Scott?
Right here.
Scott. Now, Julia Scott.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Mr. Edwards and Miss Scott.
How do you do?
But where's the mole?
Mole? Am I supposed to have a mole?
Yes, with a hair in it.
Oh.
That was my idea of Julia Scott.
Well, I'll have to get one. Excuse me.
Now, Mr. Edwards, about those inventories.
Hello, Julia.
Martha, what are you doing here?
Waiting to take you to lunch.
Now, Martha. Toy department, please.
And I don't want your usual answer about being too busy. Let Lenning's run itself for an hour.
You sure Reynolds didn't send you over here to see how a real department store is run?
We've got nothing to learn.
Hello? Toy department? A mechanical toy piano to Mr. Lenning's home right away. Well, then get one. It's for Annabelle Lenning. Martha, I'm not at all sure I can go. After all, I've got something.
Oh, Miss Scott.
Yes, Mr. Edwards.
Look, with or without a mole, I'll take you to lunch.
Well, will you? Sorry, but I have a date right here. Miss Pryor, Mr. Edwards. Miss Pryor's head buyer at Reynolds.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Let's go, Martha. Sorry, Mr. Reynolds, some other time.
Oh, wait, look, I'll take both of you to lunch.
Oh, no. No, you couldn't stand Martha, Mr. Edwards. I think she's got a mole.
And there it is, Julia, my pet. Reynolds wants a manager for our San Francisco office. He wants the best department store executive he can find. Well, you're it.
Says you.
Says Reynolds, says everybody. He told me to go out and get you.
Eat faster, Martha. I've got to get back.
Oh, a real job, paying twice what you're getting now. What do you say?
Declined with thanks.
Why?
Well, I'm happy where I am.
Oh, I knew you had it bad, Julia. It's been obvious to a child you're in love with Richard Lenning. But when you throw over a job like this to slave for that imitation of a man, it's alarming. I dare you to say it isn't so.
What if it is?
It's hopeless.
Oh, you're a cheerful little gal.
To begin with, a man's a confirmed woman hater.
He's not. He's just forgotten about women.
Oh, humbug. That's the one thing a man doesn't forget.
Oh, yes, he could, Martha. When a wife has given him a bad deal and divorced him without any reason, when he's buried himself in business just to forget the things that hurt him.
Very touching. But what's the cure? You haven't found it in 6 years.
But when I do, he'll pay up for those 6 years, Martha. He'll pay back like an angel.
Oh, moonbeams. In the first place, what do you know about this graven image called Lenning? Ever been in his home?
No, but I...
Mm-hmm. Well, what's it like? Could you live there? Why don't you find out? And incidentally, maybe you'd find out he was a man instead of that plaster saint you're swooning about up in that office. You might discover a way to tackle the gent. Julia, have you heard a word I said?
Yes, vaguely. And you know, I've been thinking.
Thinking?
Yes, it's too bad that you can't mind your own business.
Now, let's see. The Edwards China Department, Miss Scott. Your note says...
Pretty junky stock. Chuck it all and install the line we carry here.
Hello? Gertrude. Oh, this is the 9th time this afternoon. Yes, I know it's late, but I'm busy. Well, what if they are annoyed? Are we working for the butler and cook, or are they working for us? All right away. Sorry, I've got to quit.
Well, why not work tonight?
Well, I hate to impose on you.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, then suppose I meet you back here at the office at about...
Oh, no, it can't be here. The cooling system went haywire today. There's gas escaping.
Oh, well, that's that.
Let's, work at your home, huh?
My home? That's a madhouse.
Well, it's better than nothing. Shall I meet you there after dinner, or shall we go right now?
Huh? Well, right now. Get your hat and coat and call the car.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Richard, here you are at last. Oh.
Good evening, Miss Lenny.
Oh, that's right. You know my sister, don't you? Gertrude, Miss Scott's having dinner with us. We'll have some work to do later on.
I tell you I won't. I want to see my daddy. Daddy. Your bathrobe, Miss Annabelle. Put it on, please, for me. Daddy.
Hello, darling. I thought you were sick in bed.
Well, where is it?
Darling, give Daddy a big hug.
Where is what I asked for?
Here it is, Annabelle.
Give it to me. Miss Annabelle, you mustn't sit on the cold floor.
I thought you were sick.
The doctor said she was lying again. There was nothing wrong with her.
This is a piano. I said I wanted a music box.
Now, Lammy Pie, you said you wanted a piano.
That's what I understood.
I said a music box. You're supposed to be my father's secretary. Can't you get things straight?
Annabelle.
Why, Lammy Pie.
Dinner is served.
All right, come on. I've got a few things I'd like to have understood around. And something will have to be done about those calls during business hours, Gertrude.
There are always emergencies, Richard. And most of them brought on by that child.
Aunt Gertrude loves to tattle, especially on me.
Well, tattling is better than incurable lying.
Please, I'm speaking about other things. Water heaters bursting, accounts running low.
Such things can't be avoided in the running of a house.
Not unless it's run on a very strict business system.
A home, Miss Scott, is not a place of business.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Yes, Russell, what now?
Well, sir, about that water heater, it might not have exploded if somebody hadn't fooled with the valve.
Well, who did?
Well, I couldn't say, sir. But I did see Miss Annabelle go down in the basement this afternoon.
I did not. That old butler just doesn't like me.
Annabelle, why did you go down in the basement this afternoon?
I saw a man go down there. He looked like a burglar.
There you are. A fine example of her lying. Like mother, like daughter, I always say.
Gertrude, I've asked you never to make that reference again. Oh, this food. What is it? But what is it? What is it?
Maybe it's cat.
Annabelle.
Well, I did see Mrs. Russell cutting up something funny.
It's roast beef.
Well, it's the wrong part of the cow. Roast leather. I thought you were going to speak to the cook.
Well, I hinted very broadly.
Hinted?
Oh, please, Richard, be tactful. Do you want the servants to think we're barbarians?
Why not? They feed us that way. Miss Scott is right. This place won't be livable until a system is installed.
Then why not install one, Mr. Lenning?
Yes, but how? Oh, if I could only spare you from the office for about a week.
I wouldn't need a week. A couple of hours would do if you could give me complete authority.
All right, you've got it.
All right, fine. Russell, you're just in time. Never mind the dessert. No one's eating anyhow. I want to see you in the library immediately. And your wife. And the governess and the handyman. Get them at once.
Now, just a moment.
Russell, you heard me.
They've been lost, miss.
Oh, they've been lost. Half of the meat and grocery bills have just disappeared. Well, then perhaps you can explain, Russell, why the cost of food coming into this house has doubled, while the quality has gone down until it's not fit to eat.
If the young lady knew anything about conditions...
I know all about conditions. Russell, it's obvious that both you and your wife are not only incompetent, but dishonest as well. You're fired. Get out of the house tonight.
Very well. Come on, Sarah.
Richard, I'll not have the Lenning home invaded like this by a common secretary.
Sit down, Miss Lenning.
Do what she says, Gertrude. I'll give her full authority.
Daddy?
You too, Annabelle. Keep quiet.
Now, let's see. You, over there, you're the handyman, aren't you? Yet I find that in the 4 months you've been here...
Excuse me, miss. I'm quitting.
And now the governess.
I am sure I have done my best, mademoiselle. I have been so patient and kind.
But Annabelle needs someone with brass knuckles, and who knows how to use them. I'll see that you find a job more suitable to your talents.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
The very idea. Richard, You know how hard it is to find a suitable governess.
That was the point. She wasn't suitable.
And Annabelle. What about Annabelle?
Yeah, what about me?
Well, Annabelle is going to take care of herself and grow into a fine, self-reliant young lady. And the first thing she's going to do is go to bed right now.
No, I'm not. And I don't like you.
You're going to bed, and this minute.
Stay away from me. Daddy!
Come on, up those stairs.
I won't. And you're a mean, nasty, ugly little thing. I hate you. There.
Annabelle, go up those stairs at once.
I won't. And it won't do you any good to make me because I won't sleep. So there.
Oh, yes, you will, because
no.
I'm going to give you something to make
Stay
you
away
sleep.
from me.